It's time again for you to ask Pastor Lutzer a question you may have about the Bible or the Christian life. Saturday or Sunday worship. The issue has divided Christians for centuries. One running to win listener, a man named Brandon, asks the question like this: why does mainstream Christianity keep Sunday holy, even though the seventh day, Saturday, was the only day called holy and blessed by God in Genesis and in the Ten Commandments?
Good question, Brandon, and I have a lot of friends who believe that we should keep Saturday rather than Sunday. As a matter of fact, many of these friends write me letters and encourage me to look at the matter again and to try to understand their viewpoint. Now, of course, here on the radio I can only give a very, very short answer, but the early church evidently did keep Sunday. They met the first day of the week. Furthermore, in Romans chapter 14, Paul says, some esteem one day above another, others esteem every day alike. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Seems to say very clearly that the Sabbath laws no longer apply. If you do keep the Sabbath, by the way, you have to keep all of the laws that go along with the Sabbath, such as don't go a Sabbath day's journey or beyond a Sabbath day's journey. There were certain laws as to what you could eat and what you couldn't eat. All of those should be kept because they are all a part of the Sabbath observance. It seems to some of us that under grace what God has done is to set aside the Sabbath as the day for worship and give us Sunday to commemorate the resurrection of Jesus, and that day then became the day that the early Christians celebrated the resurrection of Christ. And when you stop to think of it, you realize that that is indeed a much better picture of grace than the Old Testament, where you have these detailed laws as they relate to the Sabbath. So continue to study it. There have been many books written on the subject. It is controversial, but just want you to know that we believe that Sunday is the day that we should set aside for the Lord in worship, prayer, and service.
Thank you, Dr. Lutzer. If you'd like to have your question answered, you can. Just go to our website at rtwoffer.com and click on Ask Pastor Lutzer, or call us